All right, thank you so much, Spef, and thank you to the Fatales team. I am Vaen, and I'm really excited to be kicking off Flame 25 with Jet Set Radio Future. This game hasn't been shown on a Fatale stream since Frost 2022, I believe it was, so I'm really excited to be bringing it back here. Excuse me. With me to talk about this wonderful little game we have here, I have two commentators. If you'd like to introduce yourselves.
Hi gamers, I am Twinkachu, I am half of the comms today.
Hi, I'm Seventh Ace, and I am also half of the comms today, and together we will make one partially competent commentator.
Here's hoping.
Yeah, here's hoping. Before we get into it real quick, I know it's been talked about a lot, but I do just want to mention for posterity that we do have an incentive open right now for Girls Night. If we do meet that by around the 30-ish minute mark, I will be going out of my way to unlock 3 separate female playable characters, Rith, Boogie, and Jazz, in that order, and I'll also be playing as Jazz at the end of the run. So make sure to get those in. But I believe with all that out of the way, we are ready to go. So I'm going to get started on new game here on Go. I'm going to count from 3. So 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so we are starting off in the garage here. First off, just want to shout out these custom Frame Fatale skins we have. These are made by one of our community members, Ekla Precious. Very good graphic designer we kind of just have available. They were very open to just kind of making some cool stuff for this run today. So that includes this skin as Yo-Yo here, and also one of the characters that we're going to be primarily playing as after the first level here, which is Gum.
I didn't even know that was happening. That's so cool.
I know, it's
goated.
Ekla, we love Ekla. But yeah, starting off the garage here, Gum and Korn are kind of just teaching us the basic mechanics of the game, how to jump, how to grind rails, and now getting introduced to our main kind of resource of the game, which is cans. Cans are gonna let us do graffiti, simple as. They're also gonna let us do a boost dash, which we can, with the B button, we can expend 10 cans to get a bit of an increase in movement speed. So just kind of doing the bare minimum to get through here. We're going to get introduced to the boost dash. We're going to cancel it immediately, and that'll be enough to count that. And then we just have a bit of dialogue here, and we are going to be entering our first cutscene, which we are going to be watching. It's
a really cool feature of a speedrun is an unskippable 3-minute cutscene, like a minute into the run. I love that.
Yeah, luckily these are
commentary though.
We have a very moddable original Xbox game on our hands. So thanks to Seventh Ace and one of the other community modders, Fuse, we have a kind of IGT mod. You can notice the in-game timer in the top left, and we can skip these cutscenes, but for vibes, we gotta watch them a little bit. We gotta get introduced to the plot here. Rokaku Goji, big bad mayor guy, hates us for being us, I guess. Leading the big corrupt police force.
The lore of this game makes so much sense, and you are all going to follow it perfectly, so make sure you're paying attention.
Yeah, this will be on the test. In the mod as well, we also have an input viewer, which you'll definitely want to be paying attention to, because this game's movement is insane. There's going to be a lot to talk about in a bit here, but yeah, we're going to introduce the Hayashi here. The main kind of other leader of the police force we'll be seeing a little bit, and then here's our main crew here.
By the way, I hope you're reading this and taking notes. There will be quizzes later.
Yeah, we're quizzing you.
Yeah.
That's actually why Ace and I are here. We're not commentating, we're testing all of you.
The exam proctors.
Exactly.
We're gonna make all of you experts in this game's very reasonable lore.
Look, I've commentated this game a lot. It's time for someone else to take over. I'm training all of you.
Tokyo's been on the attack on the record store in Shuo Street, Prowlers and Zaka Hill.
These cutscenes are definitely before the IGT mod. It made the game a lot more of a dredge to grind through, and just like grinding out attempts, just like going back to garage doing the same exact thing, and then watching this whole cutscene. Also in between chapters. I forget exactly how long this cutscene is, but Spef, if you have any messages you want to send out, you got a little bit of time to say before we get into the first real level.
I absolutely do. We are 77% of the way towards Girls' Night.
Oh, wow.
Let's go, Girls' Night.
Just a few minutes into the run, and we have less than $500 to go, so keep those donations coming in. Donations like a $400 donation from Fierce Wolf that says, "It's Flame Fatale's time again. Let's go, women and femmes." Sending this first dono of the week in honor of one of the most important women in my life, my sister, who turns 40 tomorrow. Happy birthday, Renee, and much love, and of course, more love to everyone contributing here. Let's make this another amazing week. Thank you so much for that kind donation, and shout out to your sister.
Do we want to explain what Girls' Night is after we... I mean, we should explain this level that's coming up first, actually. This is
we are getting into the first bit of gameplay here. So, into Doganzaka Hill. This is a pretty good starter level to get into, as it's just kind of a whole loop. This is, we're picking up our first collectible of the run. There are kind of required collectibles called Graffiti Souls. There are going to be a couple freestanding default ones throughout each level, and then there's also challenges you can unlock to unlock more of them. We're going to be...
to unlock, like, one. Mostly we're not doing that because it's slow, but
yeah,
it is a feature in the game. It's something you could do.
We can get pretty much all of what we need except for one soul, which we'll be coming back at the end of the game for. So yeah, this level is just one big loop, so not a whole lot of craziness going on here. One thing I will point out, there's some craziness later, but one thing I will point out is when you do graffiti in this game, it will kind of have a bit of a jarring switch to the graffiti that we call graffiti cam, and this kind of, all of your movement in this game is relative to the camera, so you'll notice on the input viewer I'm going to be kind of pressing like in the direction that the graffiti is like pointing me towards, which is very important aspect of the movement. Some things about the cans here, these pansexual flag cans. Shout out to Daysterness, who has had these around for a while. Those are going to be 5 cans, and the trans flag cans are going to be 1 can. Hello, Hatsune Miku.
This is a normal original part of the game, yes?
Just how I remember it.
Beat looks a little different.
Yeah. had to throw in Miku for the Fatales event.
It's literally Fatales.
It's literally Fatales. Exactly. So here we're picking up a mystery tape, which is going to unlock those challenges I was talking about earlier. We're going to be completing one challenge to unlock a graffiti soul that we're going to be picking up near the end of the game. We'll be coming back here for a little bit. But Beat's just going to kind of go on a line here, and we just kind of have to follow her. Miku, rather.
Miku, yes. We're going to see little character challenges like this a lot throughout the game. A character will talk to you and kind of say, oh, well, you're a bad skater, I'm a better skater than you, do this cool trick, and they're going to do something really boring and you're going to do it better. So this is the tutorial example of that, and we'll see that a bunch again throughout the rest of the game.
Yeah, as far as tutorialization, it's really cool, but I think Vaen is a little past that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here is our first challenge, is to do 3 air tricks and then land on the ground. So that was 1, 2, 3 there. And then we're gonna hit our first kind of trick of the run, which is called negative shuffle. We're gonna cheat. We're not gonna cheat today.
We're not gonna cheat.
We're gonna do this so normal. I lied to you. I am so sorry. But do want to mention, so this game's been really, really optimized over time. So any time save we find is, you know, gonna be pretty small if we do find anything. But as of last night, we did one of our modders, Olo, actually found tangible time save base. If you want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so there's been a couple of different iterations of the beat race going on throughout the years of JSRF. Iteration 1 is you go really, really fast around the level, which is what Vaen's doing right now. Iteration 2 is negative shuffle. If it's about a 2-frame trick, and if you hit the shuffle button, which is what Vaen was doing right there, while you get negative speed, it will increase your speed instead of decrease it because of math reasons. And now, Olo, as of, again, last night, was literally labbing it last night, found kill strat. So these characters have a limited amount of health. If you can disable their AI and then run into them, you can just end the race early. So Vane's gonna get about a 127 here. Ooh, frame boost. Close. Olo is getting times at about 106 at peak, about 108 on average. So there's a possibility at the highest level of like 6 seconds of time save, which is very, very large
huge
at this point.
Yeah.
And we'll see some examples of some strategies that are using the same kind of exploit in the way that the game works later in the run as this new beat race strategy, which we will call out when we see it.
Yep. So that's the bulk of the first level here, and of course the trope with these graffiti platformer games, the cops are going to do very reasonable things to teenagers doing graffiti, so we are going to have to respond to that. We're going to do a very specific kind of AI manipulation here. I'm going to stand here for just a moment, and that's going to make this other group of cops just kind of stand still so we can just kind of knock into them all like bowling pins and just move on with our day. That was about the best fight I could have asked for, so...
Yeah, that was real clean. That's going to be our general gameplay loop, at least for the first couple chapters of the game. We're going to go into an area, we're going to spray all the graffiti, we're going to have some sort of little character challenge or race, and then we'll have a cop fight or a boss fight or something. There are some variations on that, but that's like the very basic.
Yeah. It's Poison Jam. I back the voice line, so classic. But yeah,
I specifically stopped talking in time for it.
Yeah, I was hoping. So Shibuya Terminal here. This is a very infamous early level in the run, as it's primarily like the level you spend a lot of time in when you're kind of grinding out movement, and that is for the main reason of pretty much the main movement tech in this run, known as quick turning. So that little like quick turn you're seeing me do, what I'm doing is I am going into a skidding animation, and I'm canceling it by moving my character to the left relative to the camera. And I'm chaining those together to allow me to just very quickly turn around. So with the graffiti camera, like I said, your movement is camera relative, so I'm kind of just like, if you look at the input viewer, it looks like I'm just kind of doing whatever on the stick, but I promise this is all like very ingrained, intentional, like muscle memory.
Yeah, JSRF's movement system is crazy cool. When you really get comfy with it, it's what keeps us coming back to this game. Like, it's just unbelievably fun, and you always have more you can learn.
Yeah. You can always get just a slight bit quicker at quick turning, but that's all the graffiti already done, and now Poison Jam's gonna her on our way. So once
we're
again,
about to see, another little character race.
They also like boom tricks on this cutscene. Booming tricks. So tricks in this game work on like kind of a timing system. You can't just like spam the button, and if you mistime it, you will get a little boom sound effect, and they just like boom tricks in the little cutscene. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, all of the character movement in those is like scripted, like recorded character movement. It's not like an animation. They actually have like character models moving in the cutscenes.
Like theoretically, if you could go out of like the cutscene here and like move around, they would just be like characters you can interact with.
You could bump into them and it would like impact the route that they take.
Yeah, and our practice mods and whatnot, you can completely throw them off their course, and it's hilarious. They just run into traffic.
And not taking damage to that there. You like if you land on top of like buses and stuff in this game, it's kind of, oh goodness.
I was about to say the cars and buses, specifically in this area, have really unpredictable hitboxes.
Yeah.
That actually looked like you got hit by the cars, but sometimes you'll just take damage if you're anywhere near the road.
The back rear bumper, those buses extend 6 feet into the sidewalk. It's ridiculous.
It's insane. They're like their hitbox is like double wide. It is stupid. But that's the end of Poison Jam character challenges. We're gonna have once again another character challenge. Yo Kid. This is Combo. He's gonna show us a little thing here, but before that, we're gonna turn around and grab another graffiti soul up here. I'll also point out this like shuffle I'm gonna be doing a lot. Helps us preserve our speed. Your normal walking speed is at a value of 175 when you're fully accelerated. And when you boost, it goes up to 300. So if you shuffle out of that boost, you will only like gradually lose that speed instead of just like instantly losing it all after the boost ends. So anytime we're really going like above 175 or so, we're going to be trying to get some shuffles in to preserve a bit of our speed. This game's all about momentum preservation.
Yeah, you can see us doing Combo's movement sequence exactly the same way he did. Yeah. No variations. Exactly the same.
No.
Exactly how Smilebit intended.
Exactly. But that counted.
Yeah.
So, who's to say?
Yeah, the again, preservation of momentum is so cool, and there are so many ways to gain speed and then attempt to preserve it over different locations that you have to go is just unbelievably fun, and it doesn't feel scripted. There's only one way to do things. So being able to just kind of flexibly use this toolkit of skills that you have to maximize speed is just perfect. It's great. It's amazing.
The devs accidentally made a really good physics and movement system, and it's a little weird to get used to, but once you do, it's so good and it's so smooth.
And we're gonna play a bit of bowling here.
Yo, I love bowling.
Yeah, let's go bowling.
We just have these groups of cops here. We're just gonna kind of run into the first one out of their group, getting some strikes here.
Oh, 7-10.
Gonna have to get the spare here.
Good pickup. Good pickup.
We take those.
You left the pin on the screen, though.
Yeah, you don't have to spray Hayashi there for some reason. He just does not count towards the fight completion. We'll see him again, and we will actually spray him later, but that time you can just ignore him entirely.
Yeah. But here we have another mid-chapter cutscene. Here we get a preview. Into our next area, Poison Jam has run off to Chuo Street. So during this little cutscene, Spef, if you want to read off a couple of messages, read it.
Absolutely. And we are less than $200 away from seeing Girls Night. We have something like 10 minutes left to get that met before that closes. So get your donations in. We can do it. Come on. Just a little under $200. And speaking of $200, we actually had a $200 donation from one of our newest sponsors, Dragon Roast Coffee, come in that says, "Let's go, Girls Night." Jet Set Radio Future is one of our favorites. Super excited to kick off the stream with a classic. This has been a great kickoff so far, so amazing work, Vaen, so far.
Absolutely.
I mean, even his own partner's afraid of
we're gonna have a bit of a lore drop on Hayashi being insane. Listen to this one.
He freaked out and trashed the patrol car. And why? Yes. Because one of his subordinates went to buy him his favorite mint candy and came back with coffee flavored instead.
That's just, I mean, that's perfectly reasonable.
That's why he became a supervillain.
Yeah.
It's your origin story.
So we are into the next chapter of the game, so we get to switch characters over to the one we are going to be seeing for almost the entirety of the rest of the run, Gum. The reason we're going to be playing as Gum is that she has really good stats. All the characters in this game have different stats. The main one we are concerned with in this game is cornering, or in other words, just how well a character can turn. Yo-Yo's cornering is very okay, while Gum's is probably the tightest we can get. It is the tightest we can get out of the main default set of characters.
Yeah, there's one character with better cornering, but it's not a character that you reasonably unlock during 80%.
Yeah, also we get to see our custom graffiti now. Ekpla's also made us a piece of custom graffiti, which looks really sick. It's so cool.
We've got some other custom graffiti too. The modding for this game is really impressive, considering this game is from like 2002.
Boosted early, and I didn't realize. Wanted to get up onto that little ledge there and grab graffiti up there right before the tanks spawn in.
Oh yeah, I think the escalated like just a little bit.
Yeah. But, we can grab that at the end, that's no problem. It's a bit of a tight cycle to make there. But here we have, it's like 5 or 6 tanks, I don't remember. The number's gonna pop up here.
So they're tanks, but you can spray them 6 times and then they explode and stop working.
They are a little susceptible to spray paint.
Just a little.
Now, I don't know.
We will figure this out.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like their weaponry is very weak or our spray paint is just like insane.
Well, our spray paint can give you like super speed, so I feel like it's gotta be the spray paint at least a little bit. But maybe the tanks also just suck. Budget cuts or something, I don't know.
Probably. Yeah, just
right.
1, 2, 3 on those parts. And coming up on the last one here. Something very good on cans. It can be a little variable on how many cans these take to spray. You can get like 1 extra can taken away from you. And here's Hayashi again. He's just aura farming on the platform, so we're gonna stop that. There's a couple different ways you can take him out. I'm hopefully going to be doing the funnier and faster way after I come over here.
I love when the fast strat is also the funny strat.
Yeah. The edge and bye. So if you knock him off the ledge there, he will just eventually evaporate. And
just
then
like real life.
That. Yeah. This happens to me as well.
We've all been there. And then we're back to spraying graffiti. This is another kind of loop-shaped level, as we saw last chapter. Some of the levels are very linear. It's a big circle that you're going around. Oh, that spray looks so funny in game. And some of the levels are much less linear, like Shibuya Terminal, which gives you much more routing options. This one is a little more interesting because there is a point coming up that is a point of no return. It's a drop that you go down, and once you go down, you can't get back up right here. But that's not going to matter because we got all the graffiti anyways.
Yeah, we've done all we needed to do in the sections we needed to be in.
Also, no pressure, but the studio people really want to see the $10 code tag if there's a good place to show it off.
Yeah, I can show it off at the next XL once we come out of the canals.
Oh, sorry, sure.
Speaking of canals, we have this little section here where we're going to be trying to chain together a couple of smaller movement things called kisses and frame boosts. When you land on the edge of a billboard here, hold on.
God.
Okay, we got a couple there. But a frame boost is basically when you get on a rail in this game, it will speed you up a little bit. But for the first frame of it, it will give you quite a big increase in speed. So if you jump off on that same frame, you will keep that speed increasing. You can chain those together. It's a similar idea with kisses where you're just getting off of a billboard in one frame. But yeah, trying to chain those together, I can look at this a little bit.
Just off a
go first person.
So I'm going $10 mode. Take out $10. This could be you.
Right, I forget you don't click it in. Alright. And I want to see a bunch of Fatales viewers here at going $10 mode for that Girls' Night incentive supporting Malala Fund.
Have we explained what Girls' Night is?
Yeah, Vaen did in the intro, but just to be sure, we'll be picking up 3 additional playable female characters before the end of the game.
And then finishing the run as one of them.
Yeah.
Who is also like the community favorite character. I don't know if that's true anymore, but it's true in my heart because she's my favorite.
It's also true in my heart, yeah.
Exactly. Okay. We're on the same page.
We're able to play as like a slightly different character because this game kind of has a system I like to think of as like Echo Fighters from like Smash Ultimate or something, where they are like different characters, but their stats are just the exact same. So Jazz's stats are the same as a different character we would normally be playing as. Poison Jam wanted to race us there, but we're not going to worry about that right now.
We're ghosting them, don't
It'll
worry
be
about
fine.
it.
It's fine.
We're gonna play the game exactly as intended for the next level. Don't worry.
It's unbelievable how intended this is gonna be.
The most intended ever.
They're calling it the most intended run of all time. But that was the last of Shibuya-cho we're going to be seeing of it. This game is split up into 3 areas. Shibuya-cho, Kogane-cho here, and Venti-cho. This is the first Kogane area, kind of like sewers, like kind of. I'm forgetting. I know words, I promise, but not right now. So this level is a bit more complex than a loop.
Yeah, this one is kind of 2 smaller loops, but they're stacked on top of each other, and also it's not quite that simple. This is my favorite of the levels in the game, just routing-wise.
It's a very fun route.
It's very fun, and we see one of the first, like, kind of sequence breaks in the run.
So there's
Riff, one of the women that we can unlock, was on that roof. So yeah, we're gonna start in this bottom area, spraying all of the tags, and then here we're doing a trick that is called Rip Skip, where we are going to jump out of bounds and land on this little platform here, and then fall into this water over here. And we're going far enough away that we're hitting a death plane that the game doesn't expect you to be able to hit. And so now we're on the top half of the map. There's a gate between them that we were supposed to unlock by racing Poison Jam in the previous level and then running around and talking to them a bunch, but that's slow and we don't have to do that. So now we're here, and we just went out of bounds a little bit.
So that looks so intended.
So intended.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
They're calling it the most intended strategy ever.
They wanted you to do it exactly like that. It's a little New Game Plus strategy, except it's a new game.
That was
literally put
really
it in the
fast
game.
cut by Vaen. That was
Also,
insane.
that was smooth, yeah.
Alright, gonna be coming up here, grabbing this next soul, and then we're gonna
We have
leave
to
a
pick
very
up 20
specific...
of those, by the way.
Yeah.
By chapter 7, by the beginning of chapter 7, so we have to pick up 20 of them, and then some dude's gonna come by and steal them from us later. So
What?
that's the required
Spoilers?
progression. Right.
My, like, 20-year-old video game.
Which is only 20.
Something like
Slightly
that.
more than
I
that.
don't know.
Back it up.
Okay. I'm just gonna go take this
Yeah,
route.
you have to
I'm
go
trying
around
to
that. You can't make the
trying to get a
comeback.
very specific. I'm trying to get onto that next area in a very specific way because there is a big cop fight trigger that spawns in arguably too many cops here. But we can still get the spray by dancing around the trigger almost, so I'm just gonna be a little careful.
Yeah, so this is the biggest cop fight in the game. It spawns in so many cops that it will lag the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, for reference, you see, if you look at like the metal grating on the bottom of this level, well, it's kind of going out of view. If Vaen was about one more like grate to the right, she would have hit the trigger, and that was that would spawn a really obnoxious cop fight. So yeah, good dodge on that to not make the cop show up.
So these cans we've left here are gonna give us enough to get this last spray at the bottom that we've left. We're gonna be dodging another cop fight trigger here. We're gonna stay very close to this large. And that's it. Once we do all of the graffiti and finish a level, we don't have to worry about any cop triggers or anything. Everything is completely good. So that was all of Rukaku Dai Heights.
Also, the gate is gone now. The game, if you get all the graffiti, the game just assumes that you did what you were supposed to and removes the gate.
It was so intended, after all. Like, they know. Alright.
Hey, do you have a time for a quick update?
Yeah. Quick update.
We've met the Girls' Night incentive. We will be
Let's
seeing
go
those
back.
extra characters. Happy Girls' Night, everyone. Also, just to let everyone know, if you're still looking for an incentive to donate towards, we did just open up the boss rush for Bloodstained Curse of the Moon coming up next. Scroll down to the bottom, gdq.dd/donate to donate towards that incentive. All right, back to you.
Alright, so that was the last of Kogane. We're going to see for just a little bit. We'll be back soon enough, but we're into the Benton area. We're going to see a bit of the nightlife of Tokyo, too. Also getting we got introduced to them a little bit in the previous cutscene, but Rapid 99 are kind of the queens of this area, so to speak.
One of the girls we will not be unlocking because we can't do that during any percent, but we can say hi to them.
Rapid 99
also-
does have gum stats, though.
They do. They also kind of look like Miku, so unlocking
As
Pete
opposed
kind
to
of
the Miku
accomplishes
that looks like Miku.
Yes, exactly.
So here, this level's kind of split up into 3 different areas. We have this light side, the center, and then the dark side. There are 2 cop fights on these. We're going to be doing this light one, and then we're going to be doing something to skip the other one. There's a couple different ways you can do these. We have these like searchlights that are going to like shoot bullets at us, and we're going to go about it in a very specific way, getting an extra surplus of cans. That's very nice to see. But yeah, a couple different routes for this.
Vaen is gonna play the floor as lava for this little section.
I love this route so much.
It's so
The routing for this has kind of exploded in recent years. It's so cool. And then we're back to graffiti.
Yep. For a little bit. I'll pick up our next soul.
I was going to say this area is also a couple of circles, but maybe it is not helpful to just say that everything is circles.
I mean,
if
I
you
don't
break
think you're
all of
wrong.
the levels down enough, there's a circle in there somewhere.
There are shapes and colors.
Ooh,
That's
I like
so true.
those.
All right. So we're gonna finish spraying up here on the light side, and then head back to the middle using another cool little secret out of bounds. If the wall will let us in. That building is a little bit fake.
Yeah. And you're seeing a bit of a character switch here. This is so we can reset the cop dialogue here. We're going to be using that cop dialogue to skip the next cop fight here. So I'm going to be hitting that cutscene while all this cop dialogue is playing, and that will, for some reason, that will just disable this other cop fight we have coming up here. So we're just going to be able to finish out the rest of the level without anyone
explain the technical explanation of how that works, or is that not worth it? I think it's cool, but I am a weird nerd.
Yeah, I mean, the cops the triggers for them only spawn. That was a nice jump. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
2-frame-ish. The cops only spawn in their triggers once dialogue is finished. So by switching characters to get some different dialogue available and make them start talking, we run under the tower, and DJ Professor K is a real homie and lets us basically interrupt the cops, and they never finish, so we don't have to do the cop fight on this side, which is nice. Saves like 30 plus seconds.
Yeah, DJK's dialogue has higher priority, and so it just interrupts the other one, and it never finishes, and so the trigger for the other cop fight just never exists.
Yeah.
Very well coded game.
Quite.
Honestly, though, I mean, consider everything around the time. We don't have like giant level skips or anything. We can skip a single level, like the content in a level, but we have no wrong warps.
Yeah, this game holds up when it needs to. Also coming up, I mentioned earlier that this new beat race tech uses a weird thing about the game that we'll see at some other points in the run. We're going to see that now. This is that. It has a silly name, because of course it does.
Yeah.
Because Ace Bats.
Because Ace Bats.
Shoutouts to Ace Bats, I guess.
I guess.
We love you, Bats.
We have to.
So we finished the graffiti. Rapid99 wants to challenge us to a flag battle. But you guessed it, we're gonna cheat. Hopefully. It's a little tough to pull off, but yeah, we're just gonna kill him.
Yeah,
essentially.
So the way all of these challenges work, like races and flag battles and all of that, there is some sort of failsafe built into the game where if the opponents run out of health, the game or the challenge auto wins for you. There aren't like combat mechanics in this game, so this is very tedious to do most of the time. You have to like use your collision to bump into them enough that they run out of health. But this level has this puddle in the middle that if you bump into the opponents in just the right way, they will pathfind directly into over and over and will die. So
that says you.
They died and we won.
Adding new dimension to your life every day.
Normal and intended.
Funky way. Jet Set Radio.
And of course, if you couldn't understand that from the name, it is called Curse of the Evil Mushroom, of course. Like, I don't understand what would be so unintuitive about that.
Of course.
It just makes sense. There's a big evil mushroom that you can see. I probably should have looked at it. I was looking at another little funny piece of
That's will say that's okay to show pair that says go.
Yeah, there are lots of very cool little environment details all over the place in the game, and so this mushroom is one of them, and we named the strategy after it. We're coming up on the big skip.
Yeah, this is gonna be the biggest skip in the game. Poison Jam has run off to their home in the sewers, so we're gonna be coming back to the Kogani area and dealing with it in a maybe slightly unorthodox way, but because we reached that Girls' Night incentive, I am going to unlock the first of the characters here while we're in the area.
Oh yeah, we're gonna pass Riff, and we can go say hi to her.
Yeah.
We aren't unlocking every unlockable female character in the game, because there is one in particular that is like a significant time difference. Like, you have to go real out of your way and then do a pretty long race, so we're ignoring her.
I mean, what is that bingo route?
I went bingo brain, I'm sorry.
Oops, all bingo.
Shout out to bingo. Yeah. So, just a simple little follow me challenge.
Fun fact, there's like a beta version of this game that got released, and Riff misses that jump. She jumps directly into the water and dies.
Yeah. I'm just gonna fill up on cans real quick, just so we have enough cans going into
20 at Riff.
where we need to.
Yeah,
just gonna follow her. I also, I will say I do have a separate model, and I have her Jet Set Radio model. The characters in this game, some of them make a return. Most of them make a return, with some updates to their model and also their name. Rith used to be Mew in the original game. This is what she looked like here. I just like a lot of the JSR models.
The JSR character designs are so good. It sucks that playing JSR is like that.
Well, I would say that it's okay. But there's Riff.
It's okay. It's just not this game.
Yeah. So there's the first one done, and now we are going to finally head into the sewers to, again,
if you've played this game casually, you know about the sewers and you know that they suck. And so you will be very excited to learn that if Vaen hits this trick that I will stop talking for, she gets to skip all of it entirely.
We'll still get to skip it, but this is, I want to hit the bigger version here.
There's a big skip and a medium skip.
Let's go.
Let's go. First try.
Nice job. So that's super precise. That's called cucumber, because of course it is. Somehow, by complete accident, one of our community members found that there's a seam in the half pipes that lets you clip through, but it is ridiculously precise. And so she was able to just do a very specific setup to get that seam hit and then falls through the floor. And because the gate hasn't closed, because we haven't done story events, we can go to the next level, which then we jump out of bounds to go immediately into the taggers tagged so fast. That takes like an hour and a half for casual.
This level that we just skipped and this one that we just skipped half of is a whole chapter of the game that we're going to do in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. This is normally the point where I would say we close that Girls' Night incentive, but because of your graciousness, we managed to reach that way before. So thank you once again for reaching
just get extra
that.
Girls' Night. Which is never a bad thing.
This fight's a little finicky, so I'm going to try and lock in a little bit more.
Yeah, so this is a tagger's tag. You have to spray the backs of the enemies. We do this a couple times, especially late in the game, but this is the first one of those. Poison jams are bulky little dudes, so they take 30 cans to knock out, and note we can only hold up to 30 cans. So the routing for this is very precise in order to make sure that our canagement is good and we can knock them out in minimum time. It is a little tricky overall.
I'm gonna call out you saying canagement before chat does, because that's my favorite term in this game.
It's so good. Yeah, gonna make sure we get close to this guy. If you are a little far away, but like still kind of in the range of spraying someone, you can kind of get can scammed. Your can gets used, but you don't actually get the damage taken off, which sucks. But if you're close enough, you can prevent that.
And that's chapter 3.
Yeah.
Don't blink.
Blink and you miss it.
Your ears won't even know what
Unfortunately, next is chapter 4, which is notoriously everyone's least favorite. It's not everyone's least favorite, but it is the hardest by a lot. The game decides it wants to actually challenge you now.
Yeah, there are some evil things going on. We have pretty much 3 levels in chapter 4 that we're going to be going farther into each of the sections of the game. Yo-Yo's gone missing, by the way, lore update.
lore update.
Also, High Pots. This is our doggy friend. Yo-Yo's dog specifically. But yeah, we're getting introduced to our kind of Chapter 4 rival gangs here, the Noise Tanks. Like I was saying with JSR models, I think they look so dinky in this game. I think the JSR models are so much better, but that's...
The JSR models are really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
so we have defeated Poison Jam, and we're moving on to a new nemesis for the next little bit.
We have the Noise Tanks who are controlling a lot of things, and then we have the Immortals who are taking over the Skyscraper District, which we'll be seeing in a bit here after a couple of days.
Real quick, before we get into Chapter 4, do we want to check with Host real quick? Because this is a really technical section.
Yeah, I was about to say, you have time for like a donation or two.
Absolutely. We have a couple of folks who did, in fact, go $10 mode, like Ace-Bats, who donated $10 to Malala Fund, saying, I'm going $10 mode. And Lori D. Bunnykins, who donated $11 and said a level dollars mode.
That's giving 110% right there. That's what I like to see.
So true, Lori.
Thank you, Lori.
Thank you so much for those generous donations.
Absolutely. So heading into Hikage Street here, this level is split up into kind of 3 different sections.
Just the other day,
We'll be covering up this nasty Immortals graffiti. We're gonna have a boss fight followed by 2 cop fights, all 3 of which are evil.
ugly immortal graffiti.
That's about what I got.
This chapter just really hates you.
Yeah.
This level, I cannot even try to argue with circles. This one is squares. So that's a change for sure. So each of these areas is going to have a cop fight, and then this middle one has a boss in quotation fight. It's small and not that hard. But we're going to try to climb up and spray these tags before this dialogue finishes, because again, the end of the dialogue is the trigger for the fight. But we managed to get the tags and then leave the trigger zone for the fight in time to finish spraying everything. And then we go back in and have to fight whatever the hell this thing is.
What's the terror drone? I want to hit that trigger for that at a specific time so I can line up for this and get on top of the terror drone like that. You can kind of grind around him, which we'll do a little bit, but if you get on top of him first, it makes spraying the 3 segments he has a lot easier. So thankfully getting on the top there, you can get a frame boost on that rail there, which is I kind of like frame boost of death, I kind of like to call it. You can recover it just fine, but you have to like almost be ready for it, and it's hard to be ready for a frame perfect jump when you're not trying to hit the frame perfect jump.
Yeah, the cutscene in the middle of that movement sequence is brutal because if you're like, it throws off your controls entirely.
Yeah.
But also, they made this terrifying spider contraption, and it's not spray paint proof either.
Yeah.
They'll learn one day, right?
Here.
Surely. And with that taken care of, we can do the rest of the tags in this little area, and then we have to move on to another area, which will throw more cops at us.
So Hikage is a kind of weird level overall. Again, there's a north, west, and east, or north, left, and right, however you want to go about it. And you have to climb all the way up to the top. We saw Vaen do that early on to get to the terror drone very, very quickly. But those climbs are technically very difficult, and you'll see special movement in at least 2 of the sections, and then they're just nice in one of them. But overall, Hikage is a hard level, probably the hardest level in the game as far as getting it to the optimal perfect time. It is really, really difficult.
Yeah, it's...
Not only is it difficult, it's punishing. If you fall down from the top, you have to climb all the way back up. And if you fall down during the terror drone fight, there are bombs that can blow you up and knock you off of the structure back down while you're trying to climb back up, and then it starts lagging.
Works. Bigger cop fight here. Those bigger cops there we have to boost into. That was really nice. To take off their armor, here we have a 2-frame jump here. Very nice. Love to see that.
The enemies start getting a little bit tougher. We're going to see more and more of these armored cops that you have to boost into before you can spray down. I think we already saw them once, maybe. I'm wrong about this every time I commentate a run.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Forgot about that one.
That was an incredible left side.
Yeah, that was
real
very clean.
That's my rookie of the year.
Yeah, that jump for that climb up there, called that twinkachu. That is a 2-frame jump. There's a couple different ways you can set it up. Everyone kind of has their own little tells for like really everything in this game. It's so just like player expressive in like everything you do. It's so sick. I wanted to hit that wall there, but cornered a little too tight. Gonna hit those 2 segments before heading into this next cop fight. This is a bit of a funny strat I do here. We're gonna kind of boost into the wall, and because we're just still like running at a speed where we can knock into the cops, they will just like run into us, and we can just kill them by kind of running into a wall.
Speed doesn't stop when you hit a wall. It just doesn't let you go anywhere. So you're still at full boosting speed and in the boosting state according to the game. So when the cops are pursuing you, running after you, they just run into you and get knocked over and fall over in a very comical fashion. And that's kind of a hilarious way of taking care of that cop fight, but it works really well as far as making sure they don't fly all over the place.
Also, the game decides to be nice to you on specifically this side. There was that big crane up the middle that you can just climb back up.
Yeah.
So if you fall, it's no big deal, and you don't have to do any weird climbing, although we're still going to do a little weird climbing, because of course we are.
It's best to do some kind of weird climbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vane's going to pick up the last cans here, and then remember that tag we hit? Boom. Nails it right there at the end, and then we have enough to get out of here with a boost and pick up another graffiti song.
Yeah, very nice Kikage. Cannot complain at all. Coming to the cubby here, pick up that soul. And we're gonna head out of here. While we're on our way to our next area, Spef, if you want to read out a couple donos, you've got the time.
Absolutely. We have a $100 donation that came in from Courtney Rail that said, Hayashi looks so happy that we made the Girls' Night incentive. Time to set our sights on the boss rush, ladies. Love these events and so glad to support such a worthy cause. Go Vaen! Thank you for that donation, and that's a great reminder that we did open up the Boss Rush incentive for Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. Coming up next, we have just over $800 to go to the 1,000 we need to see that Boss Rush, so get those donations in. We also had a $25 donation come in from BZ Archer that says, Femmes can be thems. Let's go. Thank you so much for that donation as well.
Absolutely.
I love that Hayashi is excited about Girls' Night.
Yeah, I do love that headcanon.
Now we're heading into the other hardest trick in the run. Cucumber is hard because it is extraordinarily precise and you don't have that many opportunities to do it. This trick is hard because it is a long sequence of near perfect movement.
With the noise tanks controlling the
You have a 32 and 1/4 second window to do 32 seconds of movement. So, good luck.
Yeah.
I'll explain how this works later.
Filling up my cans here. I'm gonna switch and then I'm gonna go play it here.
Close.
And we're okay?
We're good.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah,
Nice.
we got it.
Okay,
Yeah,
that was
we made
really close. That was a
Yeah,
little
that was-
scary.
Yeah.
Alright.
So what did we skip?
About that.
Nothing
we
happened.
We skipped helicopters. So normally, in any normal gameplay, you will do a little bit, they'll yap on about some cops and whatnot, and then 4 helicopters will show up, which require you to complete a lap of the level, and only then can you be able to continue graffiti. The trigger box for that is gigantic and ends at the end of that rail that Vaen jumped off of at the very, very last second. So she was able to hit the window and get out of there while spraying most of the graffiti in just enough time. I mean, legitimately that was less than a quarter second. So.
Maybe like a
close.
couple frames off of missing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are a couple different ways to do that. There are different routes to collect all of the tags in time to exit the trigger box. Some of them involve going back to start and resetting the level. This one is going to do that, but at the end of the lap.
I need to go get Boogie. Oh my god, I let my muscle memory take over.
Oh, right.
Oh, you can't do that here, or else you're going to miss second cycle.
Oh, right. You have to do it later.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll come back for it later.
There is really weird spaghetti code reasons for this.
Shout out to Boogie. She's the only reason that makes this trick possible. It's
for some reason.
It genuinely couldn't tell you, but we'll show you in just a second. Vane's going to go ahead and spray 3 more tags with another about half-second window. So.
This one's a lot looser.
Yeah, you did the boost method, so it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Easy. Nice.
Plenty of time
so,
there.
21 tags means that we are done with that, and therefore, because we're not, we don't have that same mission loaded, we are done with this level, and we never had to fight helicopters.
We'll come back for the girl in here later. For some reason, that character being in there and not being collected makes changes the dialogue of that last segment, right?
Yeah, delays when Hayashi starts talking. So we get a certain window where some things are happening behind the scenes, and apparently Boogie spawning in has enough of a wait section that she has to be available, or Hayashi will start talking too soon and that trick becomes impossible. That's normally not an issue, but because we're having a girls' night out, you know, we still have to skip the helicopters.
I don't know. I just work here, man. I did not know all that. I'm gonna be real. I could have just messed up the entire thing. We can get that during like clutch, right?
Yeah. Just do it.
We'll get to show off
during
a cool
clutch.
trick.
We get stolen.
Yeah, that'll be fun. We'll get to that later. But for now, we are going to be heading into the last real level of Chapter 4. This is the Skyscraper District, which we saw in the cutscene before. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on in this level that we'll talk about in a second. But to start off the level here, we're going to be getting into a cup pipe, which has very funny properties with the AI, depending on what you're playing on. But,
so continuing my job as resident nerd here and technical explainer, this is the normal way you do the fight. It works for the most part, and you want to manipulate the light cops to move in a certain way. However, on original hardware and on Intel CPUs, it works just fine. But on AMD CPUs in particular, it just worked good. That guy is my go.
Yeah, sure, why not?
That was awesome.
Walks into the fence, gets spray painted, refuses to elaborate, and perishes. But yeah, it works differently on Intel CPUs for some reason. So there's an entirely different setup for AMD. It's crazy.
Yeah. Now we get into the graffiti. So the way this level is set up, we can like kind of fall into the void here, and there are set points that it'll respawn us depending on which death plane we hit. So we are going to use the hell out of that to just kind of go wherever. So we're gonna grab these sprays on the side, and then we're gonna fall down here. That's gonna warp us back to the start. And then we're gonna pick up this ring here, and we're gonna come up onto this rail here, these blocks, I don't know, but we're gonna hit a specific higher up death plane here, and that's gonna teleport us to the top of this building.
Yeah, that death warp is fun because the game is expecting you to be falling from way, way higher up, but you can hit it from like ground level if you jump right.
Yeah. We're gonna
also, in typical Chapter 4 fashion, this level is terrible in a whole new and novel way.
Yeah.
In that it's giant.
Yeah, it is a big level, but the Death Warps help out a lot. We already have 16 sprays total. We have 6 sprays left. We're gonna be hitting another Death Warp back to the center. And I'm having second thoughts, honestly. I do just want to go grab this health over here. I said I was gonna do this completely normal, but I just want to be absolutely safe. The normal route here gets you down to 1 HP. So I'm just gonna play it normal, or a little abnormal rather. Oopsies.
That was completely fine.
Worked.
So we're gonna flip through the wall here. That is called Onion because that wall has layers. Banger. We're over on the right side here. Gonna grab these sprays. Which way am I facing? That way. I get a little disoriented on that one sometimes because the surroundings look a little similar. We're gonna come up here. Yeah, we would be 1 HP during all of this up until these health cans right here.
That jump in particular to the health cans gives me like a minor heart attack every time I do it. It is not a scary jump, but it's terrifying because if you fall, you haven't saved, so the run is just over.
Yeah, there's no auto-saving in this game. That's another thing. If you die and you don't save, it's over.
Yeah, you're done, IRL.
You're dead forever.
And as you might guess, saving is slow. So we don't do that. Luckily, that's the only like real place on the route that has any real risk of killing you. So we should be.
If you die anywhere else, it is solidly a skill issue. If you die right there, it's a little understandable. Like, it sucks, but it's fine.
It's a rite of passage. You have to die in Skyscraper one time, and then you're a runner.
Exactly.
It's like saying yes to jazz.
That's a good one. Always say yes to jazz.
Alright, so getting just enough cans, love canagement, for this large up here, and then we're going to be doing an out-of-map Death Warp to get us back to the start here. When you go kind of out of the bounds of like any death planes or anything, you will hit like a default Death Warp here that will just warp you back to the kind of default location, starting location on the map, which is just right back here.
Yeah, this is true in some other levels, but it's not really relevant to any percent. If you get out of the map, the game will just send you back to somewhere in the middle. We'll assume that something has gone horribly wrong. Okay, we have a really normal fight right here.
Everyone is really long. All 3 of these immortals. We spray down half of one.
What on earth just happened?
Rather curious.
That was really quick.
That feels like some kind of new tech.
I think that's new tech.
I like that. What do you think we should call it, though?
Well, I mean, that was a really quick Immortals fight.
Oh, good call. Good call.
They were pretty moderate IMO.
Moderate Immortals.
Mid-mortals.
Mid-mortals.
So I like to think of that interaction right there as the part of the game where Smilebit just kind of stopped caring.
This is the point where the devs gave
plot
up.
way. Yeah. The plot from this point is just insane. That was also the last graffiti soul the last default graffiti soul we're going to be picking up, apart from that very last one that we unlocked at the very beginning of the run. So now we're going to actually fight the Immortals.
For some reason, it makes you start the fight in Skyscraper and then go into an adjacent area and do the whole fight for real.
Yeah.
But we can never resist the new tech bit, so sorry.
It's
not sorry. That one's for Ace Bats.
Yeah, that was the Immortals only take about 12 cans to take down. You know, comparing to the poison gems, like 30, they are very frail.
Yeah, contrary to their name.
Not so. They have the worst health of any character in the game.
Yeah.
Immortals, but they're in alternating caps.
Yeah. So that was chapter 4. And we're going to be heading into The one big con of this run, it's a pro in a couple ways, I would think, but it's gonna be about 10 minutes of not a whole lot going on. We're getting we got tricked. We got trapped. We're being dragged away to the Rokaku Expo Stadium. The noise tanks are gonna make us play a evil, devious game.
We'll have one thing to explain, but Spef, get ready.
Yeah.
I'm so ready.
Yeah. But
yeah, it's cool. It's normal.
Actually, I'll explain what's going on here. Also, here's Jazz. Hello. We do have a special skin for her as well. So the section starts off. So we get trapped with Jazz here, who is also kidnapped, and we are going to learn how to play a little bit of Death Ball. Not the one at SUDQ, unfortunately, but
this one's like roller derby that sucks.
Yeah. I like that one. We're gonna have 3 rounds. We're gonna have 3 rounds to play out. We have a way to do it very funnily, and of course in the way Smilebit would have intended. We can go with that. But we're just gonna be doing that 3 times. It's really. We also have an unskippable 2 minutes of practice with Jazz. That you can do again if you want.
Yeah, so at the end of this, you get asked questions with a yes or no prompt a couple of times through the game. Usually what it's asking is, do you want to start the race? In this specific instance, what it is asking you is, do you want to practice again? Do you want to go into another 2 minutes of nothing? So this is the only time in the game that you have to say no, and sometimes muscle memory kicks in and ruins your whole life.
Yeah, whenever you want to say yes to someone, you want to be spamming A and holding left. You don't have to hold left here, which as long as you're aware of is nice. But if you are not aware, you're not paying attention. There goes 2 minutes.
Yeah. There's other cool tech here that no longer gets used of the kill strats that we saw earlier, where you can you can kill the opponent instead of finishing the challenge normally. Most of the opponents that we're going to be racing in Death Ball have really low health, and so you can actually just bonk into them until they die. But there's another strategy that's a little more consistent that we'll be doing instead.
Thank goodness. JSRF is a skating game, not a combat simulator. Kill strats
exactly.
were really brutal at times.
Yeah.
I'll lord dump on this. I think there have been 4 or 5 different strategies for this throughout the time. So despite the fact that it is not a full auto-scroller, but a semi-auto-scroller, there's been a lot of improvements. So very originally, we would pick up the ball and you run around the level. Way to go. No 2-minute time loss. Thank you. Please clap.
So bad.
And then you immediately have to say yes. So,
Yeah.
Everybody's favorite extreme sport.
go on ahead.
I was just gonna waffle more. We're gonna be getting into our first round against the Doom Riders. This is the one round where you would not be able to do kill shots because they are too beefy, a little too chunky, and they have a lot of health. So it's just, in the olden days, it's just faster to just do it how Smilebit actually intended, which is go in the circle. But luckily we have a solution for all 3 rounds.
You're supposed to pass the ball back and forth with your teammate, except that your teammate is not that good and it doesn't pay attention to if you're passing the ball. It just is tracking that your team has the ball for a lap, so you can grab it and run in the circle and you're good. But we're gonna get silly because that's more interesting.
We're gonna get a little sideways on it.
Yeah, we're gonna clip out of bounds right there. Slide right through that wall.
And then we're going to be hitting a specific point in the race that is kind of just denoted as the halfway point. So very conveniently, we just have this bit of half pipe that the platform extends out to. And we're going to fall off about here, and you'll see on the little tracker here, we're about halfway, which means when we go out of bounds and respawn here, and when it respawns us at the starting line, that'll just count us as having done pretty much a full lap, and we can just go right to the end here.
Yeah, rounds your lap total upwards. As long as you've done more than 50% of the lap, it sees you go around and says, wow, way to do that whole lap.
And so now we're going to do that 2 more times with no changes. So
No notes.
no notes.
So, Spef, the floor is yours.
Absolutely. Shout out to the folks continuing to go $10 mode, like
Let's
Hallow,
go.
who donated $10 to Malala Fund and said, I'm going $10 mode. As well as Satan herself, who donated $10 and said, going $10 mode for Vaeny Poo and JSRF. Vaen is not only the GOAT, but also an amazing friend and person. I would run down the hills of Seattle for you any day. Let's get that girl boss incentive met. And yeah, that's a reference to our boss rush incentive for Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. And we are just under 25% of the way there, so keep getting those donations in. Like this donation from Lady Zed, who went $10 mode 5 times with a $50 donation and said, boss rush for Malala Fund, and to make Famofu's day a tiny bit harder, I guess.
I will say Satan herself did indeed run down the hills of downtown Seattle for me. Talk a little bit about that, because we don't have much to talk about, but right before my Sonic Project 06 run, right before that run, the buses in Seattle decided to be evil and be like 10 minutes late. So it was a close cut on that. She had to like run down like all the way to the venue. Luckily, like wherever we were staying was like in close proximity, but that was a little funny.
That's just commitment. Commitment to the run. We love to see it.
We love to see it. Spef, you've got a ton more time.
All right, I'm really also enjoying this bad roller derby gameplay. It's
terrible. It's like one-player roller derby.
It's single-player bad roller derby. My favorite.
It's skating, but you're holding a ball.
It takes away your ability to boost. You can't even do cool things.
Yeah, if you press the boost button, you chuck the ball.
Throwing the ball replaces the boost mechanic while you're holding it.
Yeah.
Well, we had a unrelated to bad roller derby, a $25 donation from Alien Crustacean that said, sending a big wee for all those long death warp jumps. And those were a ton of fun to watch. We also had a bunch of donations come in, both through gdq.gg/donate, but also our new Twitch extension with no comment. So a quick shout out to a $5 donation from Portal1 with no comment, a $25 donation from Terrafecta with no comment, a $25 donation from Comfy Panda with no comment, and a $50 donation from Reebok, also with no comment. Thank you all so much for your generous donations to Malala Fund.
Who's gonna bear the brunt of their message today?
Right, so we were wanting to pick up cans there specifically because, spoiler alert,
the last time we have to do this.
This is the last time we have to do this. We're almost home free into one of the coolest portions of the run, I would say, one of my favorites.
I don't think we mentioned, we're mostly done with graffiti for now.
Yeah.
The devs just gave up on what they were doing, and the rest of the game is a boss rush.
Yeah, essentially. Still a lot of cool movement to do. Unfortunately, just won't be doing it with the cool graffiti cam mechanics. But that's okay. Doing the last death warp here, and we will be done. Unfortunately, there is still quite a long couple of cutscenes before we hit the terror ground. So, Spef, you got a little bit more time.
They've been surrounded by the Rokaku police.
Sounds good. We have a lot of donations coming in, by the way, both just to hype up this run, honestly, and also towards that boss rush incentive coming up. Like a $5 donation from Greta Icevixen that says, I love frame fatales, I love incentives, I love prizes, I just love everything happening right now, TBH. And I think we can all agree and chat as well based on the hype that's going on in there. We also had another $5 donation from Naomi Plays that says, so excited for Fatales Week, sending love to all the runners this week, less than 3.
Hayashi thought that was really funny.
Oh yeah, Hayashi just like keeps laughing.
So we play in Japanese because the cutscene, there are select cutscenes, especially at the end of the game, that are much shorter. Overall, they're the same, but like it saves time in Garage and at the end of the game and a couple other places. But it loses time here because a Japanese voice actor for Hayashi lost his marbles and just laughed for like 45 seconds, 15 seconds longer than the English version. And it's great.
Love that. And it is Terror Drone's back with a whopping one more segment to spray.
It's on the ground this time. They realized having it in the sky was a bad call.
Also wanted
this
to. I got hit with the brain destroyer there. I just like got hit with a turnaround. I don't know what that. I wasn't expecting that one.
When this fight like goes as you expect it to, it's really easy. As soon as it starts going wrong, it's a little deceptively hard. It hits really hard, and it's really easy to forget how much health you have and just die.
Yeah. But we are out of Death Ball. We've made it.
The station that'll teach
We are
you
going to be getting
things your
right
parents and
back
teachers
into
are
the
too
action.
afraid to. Jet Set Radio. Now, class,
I feel like I was going to say something. I don't remember. I guess lore update. So we had our bit of our party crash here. We're still. The noise tanks are just in the streets. I'm struggling to say words. This lore makes a lot of sense. It makes so much sense that I'm just like, I'm at a loss for words, you know what I mean?
So the noise tanks are taking over. They're all over the place. And we have to do something about it. But for once, we're actually not going to spray them. For some reason, spray paint doesn't work on them. What we're going to do instead is to all of these noise tanks that are scattered all over the map. You will see in just a second. There are lots of them. We need to get rid of them very, very quickly.
Play it up for the cutscene.
Also, the cutscene is lying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to run into them, and they're going to explode, and that's it.
Yeah. If you run into them a little too slowly, you'll... exactly that. So that's the main thing you're just wanting to avoid here. Other than that, you're just wanting to take really good lines throughout these. It's a really fun, like, kind of movement exercise.
Yeah, this
to do
level is great.
Lines.
This level is pure movement skill.
Here's that soul we unlocked
well.
at the very beginning. So that is all of the souls we are going to need for the run. We are good to go on that. But yeah, we're just going to be hitting a few different areas here, taking out all the noise tanks. There are about 200, if I remember correctly. Playing Rando has thrown a bunch of numbers for potential noise tanks in my head. Shout out to the randomizer for this game.
Yeah, in the randomizer mod, one of the things that gets changed is how many noise tanks you need to collect.
Yeah.
It's 200 by default.
Yeah.
But so we're just going to run back through some of the areas we saw very early in the game and explode some robots.
There are like 412 or something total noise tanks scattered around 5 different levels. Yeah. And we have to pick up 200, but the rando can bring you all the way up to 350, and that's a lot.
That takes a little bit. Also, fun fact about these guys. So when we skip the sewers, to normally get through the sewers, there's a bunch of switches you have to spray. And internally, those switches are counted as noise tanks as well. So technically, we have to kill a few more noise tanks than we would normally have to. But I think the benefit of skipping the entire sewers levels that out just a little bit.
5 minutes of time save, 10 noise tanks. I don't know.
If you do sewers as intended, you have to get 190.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've looked that up. They're just adjacent in memory, and for some reason, the read for like count the total number of bits that are set for the noise tanks just reads too far and goes into the sewer switches section, so they count, which is crazy.
Yeah.
This game is so well put together.
We have a cool little jump getting off of the slope of the bus. Hit these guys up here. I want to grab a little more cans, but that's fine. Cans aren't super important. We just really want to have enough for a couple of boosts between levels here.
Yeah, again, no more graffiti other than kind of one exception for the rest of the game. So cans are purely for movement speed at this point.
Yeah. So I can RDH here. That was like one extra little loading sound effect. I thought we were gonna crash. I'm not gonna lie, that freaked me out a little bit. Game is really not susceptible to crashing, but
it does
can happen
sometimes.
at times.
Don't forget to slightly change your route, MPG route, so you can get Jazz afterwards.
Yeah. I will be doing that after those tanks.
Yeah.
You started mentioning it, so I was like, "Oh, should I do that now?" But
no,
you don't have to do that now. It will be very soon,
you just
but...
change the where you end for the noise tanks, and that's it. So you're not up top.
Yeah. So normally,
you meant for this, yeah.
Normally, right here, you have to count things, but we're gonna not do that because we have another thing to do while we're in this level, anyways, and that is collect Jazz.
So normally you would just kill like only like a select few up here and then drop down and get all of them. So that you'll be able to cycle back up and we have to go into the skyscraper district after this, but we are going to be going into an entrance at the bottom here to actually unlock Jazz. So we're just going to be taking out the proper amount here to just end down here. See, DJK is counting down from 10. If you know how to count to 10, that's great. You'll do well in this game.
Could not be me.
I can now.
I have been taking the vibes approach to counting noise tanks the entire time I've run this game, and it has only failed me sometimes.
Yeah, love that for you. Anyways, hi Jazz. So Jazz, we're gonna be spending about a minute here. We're gonna have a little foot race with her, just around the Expo Stadium.
Someone go.
Someone go. Hopefully, I never like practiced this race for bingo or anything. I've always just like taken a very vibes-based approach to this race. So we'll see how it goes. Use a couple boosts here. And I get all of these blues here. Yeah, just kind of spamming boost down whatever straight lines we can get.
Yeah, this is what the Death Ball chapter could look like if they let us boost, but instead they don't. Nice perfect shuffle.
Yeah. Very nice.
That's a good one.
You shuffle frame perfectly, you will not lose as much speed at all.
Easy sub one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot we had to do Jazz Race. I hyped everyone up for being done with this area too soon.
I did too, don't worry. But yeah, so we now have Jazz as a part of our crew. We'll be seeing her in a little bit. Once again, thank you so much for meeting that incentive.
And we're going to be ending the run as Jazz, which is great because no one likes the character who you normally end the run as. There's one exception to that. One person likes the character.
So, you two are over. We're going to be heading, like I said, into the skyscraper district. We've taken out all the noise tanks, but they managed to kind of have a run-in with one of the Poison Gem members here. We're gonna get a little seam in the wall here so we can make our way over to a death warp a lot quicker.
That wall is fake for some reason.
Yeah, and just for safety, I'm going to fill up on cans here because there is another boss fight coming up. So we are heading into one of the coolest areas of the game that doesn't get seen very much in any percent, but has a lot of cool like routing and stuff in like the other completionist categories, stuff like bingo as well. This is Sky Dinosaurian Square. This is a dinosaur like roller coaster theme park.
It's awesome.
It's so cool.
Whichever game designer was like, we're making a skating game and we need areas with cool rails that you can be on. Whoever said we need a theme park was a genius.
Yeah.
A theme park based around dinosaurs that all move around the level and all this stuff. It's so cool. Like
They were like,
it's
we need
a
a
shame.
theme park and also it should be full of dinosaurs. Like, genius.
And like with Skyscraper District, there's a lot of void to fall into, so there is a lot of death warp abuse when doing anything in this level like optimally as well. It's super cool. Won't be seeing it though, but that is fine. We have the fight with the noise tanks here. A couple different ways you can go about it. I'm going to be taking the safer way because I think the method that saves 4 seconds is rather evil.
Maniacal.
This fight is also like deceptively punishing. If you knock the noise tanks off of the rails, their pathing breaks very quickly. They can get stuck on collision just in other places in the level. They can get lost. You have to spend a lot of time chasing them around.
Yeah, and
So
because 100% of this level is on rails, there isn't a good way to use speed tech to go faster than them and catch up. So that was really clean. Nice job.
We absolutely take those. Also, we saw Cube at the beginning cutscene there, just kind of reveal the Yo-Yo's been a fake, or at least the Noise Tank 3000, we'll call him.
Oh yeah, lore update. Yo-Yo betrayed us.
Yeah. Too bad, so sad.
In case any of you have been keeping up with the story, which again, there will be a test.
Yeah, remember, keep getting slightly longer loads and it's freaking me out. We have a way to deal with it if there is the cosmic event of a game crash.
Aliens out there?
Your computer is thinking, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready, just bring it on.
Well, yeah, this is one of the. I mean, this is like one of the last big cutscenes we're gonna be seeing.
Yeah, after this is kind of go, go, go.
Yeah, there's 3 more. There's one going into Chapter 7 here, one into 8 in Goji.
So, Goji Rokaku, instead of the cops, is now going to be deploying their kind of like secret service kind of group, but knows the Golden Rhinos. Said that in sync. That's kind of cool. But I know this game so well, but yeah, they have just a bunch of hooded dudes, as well as these kind of head honchos here that we're, spoiler alert, we're gonna be taking out later. Very awesome designs. We call them Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Woo! And I definitely didn't mess it up in GDQ by saying, oh yeah, that's definitely what they're called.
Spef, if you want to read out a couple things, you get a little bit of time to do so.
Don't forget to cube.
Absolutely. We had a $5 donation come in from Shovel Claws that says, I found a coupon. No one else can use it. Love you, Vaen. So proud of you, and you continue to impress me every single day you run. Seeing you grow has been so deeply inspiring. Keep at it, girl.
Oh, thank you so much.
And also, as an update, we are over halfway to the $1,000 we need to see the boss rush for Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. We are just over $400 away, so keep those donations coming in. Donations like $150 from Laptop765 with no comment, and $100 from Grubane with no comment. And also, this $10 donation from someone named Seventh Ace that says $10 mode with flaming text.
Thank you, mysterious Seventh Ace user.
Agreed. I'll try and figure out who that is.
Yeah. So, this is a very interesting chapter. So, like we spoiled earlier, this character named Clutch has taken our graffiti souls, and he will move around 3 different areas on a cycle, but we can just catch him in the first area here back in Kibogaoka Hill, which we also just need to be anyways for our Girls' Night incentive. So
hey, look at this cop fight. You see all of these cops? No, you don't.
Bye. You don't. So, what's up, buddy?
For some reason, specifically, this level has that load spot inside the fight, and so you can reload the level and it clears the fight because you're no longer hitting the trigger for it.
Okay.
Cool tech,
this is awesome. Oh, so close. So this is a trick. Go again. We're getting stall launch today. This is a non-any % thing, but it's extremely useful in one of our side modes, JSRF Bingo. Please look at JSRF Bingo. It's so cool. You can hit this rail, get a bunch of speed off of it, and then you use that speed to launch through the wall and then land halfway around the entire level. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Very nice. So.
Yeah, you don't usually get to see that in any % and any % extended categories.
Once again,
Vaen,
thank you for reaching that. What's up?
Do you know how to do the out of bounds up here by the ramp to get back to the start?
I know about it. I've practiced it like once. I'm gonna take a more normal approach.
Okay, cool.
Anyways,
there's Boogie. She's at the top, and we have to go get her.
Yeah.
Is this the last girl we have to collect?
That is not where I thought that would send me.
I didn't think that was where it would send you either.
That rail just ended your whole career.
Yeah. But no worries. We still have plenty of time. And there we go. We have assembled our party for Girls' Night.
Yay.
And now we are going to head out of here.
It's more like Girls' Afternoon, but it's fine.
Yeah.
It's not even afternoon in Vaen.
So yeah, you'll notice the Golden Rhinos have placed a lot of extra graffiti around each of these levels. I'll catch you off a cool little out of bounds here as well to get back to the start. Disoriented. So we can kind of nudge ourselves into this corner here and come back all the way to the start. Just like that. And these guys come back, but we're done here, so it doesn't matter. Now we're going to be heading into one of the coolest sections of the run.
think I called something else my favorite. This is actually my favorite level. RDH might have my favorite routing, but this is my favorite level.
And look, okay. Chat, the lyrics of this song are very, very difficult. So if you can help us by transcribing some of the lyrics in chat, we'd really appreciate it.
That would be wonderful. The Golden Rhinos have planted bombs around this residential zone, and now we have to disarm all of them. So it's kind of split up into two parts. A lot of cool routing here. I'm going to just kind of let the movement speak for itself a bit so you can transcribe the lyrics.
Chad, I don't know the song. Teach it to me.
Forgot there's actually not that many lyrics here, this first part.
Chad's got the right idea. I've got Chad up.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. They get it.
We also had some help from a $5 donation from Anonymous Duck that says, understand, 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 understand. Was that helpful as well?
I think I understand.
Thank you. I think I understand.
What is love, though?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm understanding.
Also, this level has such good movement.
Yeah, just kind of taking boost jumps across all of these different catwalks to take out the blue devices.
Yeah, when I said that mastering the movement system in this game feels really good, I think this level is like the ultimate example of that.
Yeah, this is one of the areas. Yep. It feels so good. Anyways, so... just barely not 29.
101.
103.
Yeah.
Had a small mishap at the beginning, but that was still, for the most part, pretty clean. And now we're going to be entering the second part, where now the devices are red, which means they're evil.
As opposed to the not evil blue devices that we just had to stop.
Here I'm hopefully going to hit a little jump here. Very nice.
Nice,
Get
cool
to skip over having to move through to this area from the bottom. Saves roughly maybe 10, 15?
8,
20,
8, 10.
Something
One of the
like
things that's so cool about this game is the level design matches your characters so well. And what I mean by that is there's just so much stuff in the levels. They're dense. There's just things protruding like this random gate that we can use to jump off of. There's rails everywhere. Everything's very dense. And so even if the developers didn't intend it, there are so many things that we can use to create new speed tech. And that's what keeps some of these levels so interesting for so long. We're using this spiral staircase to fling ourselves just barely to reach this bomb. It's so cool, and we're not done.
We saw a really terrible vertical level earlier with Hikage Street. This level is also extremely vertical, but you have options to get back up. Especially after you play through it once, there will be this giant middle beam right up the middle that will take you from the bottom to the top. It makes the movement through this area much more dynamic and much more interesting.
Managed to be can perfect. We have successfully disarmed the bombs, and we're going to be going to save the real yo-yo.
That was so close. We almost blew up there. There was a 30-minute timer, and you used all 90 seconds of that timer to make sure that you could get there.
Oh yeah, also the game is trying to stress you out, and they're doing a bad job.
Yeah, this jump is more stressful than any of the time constraints there. Yeah, there's a more dangerous way you can take that, but you fall quite the distance if you miss that. So, fighter jets, by the way, very normal response here. They've just only escalated their responses, which is very funny.
They're reacting very normally. Also, the fighter jets also not graffiti proof.
Yeah, it'll get more normal. But
totally.
Yo-yo. We get a nice close-up shot of the custom Fatale skin here as well. Again, shout out to Ekla. Very, very clean skins we have here.
Whether you chilling on your couch or
very,
in your coffin.
Very cool section to go through in the run, along with just the music and everything. Everything about that section comes together so nicely.
And now we've got just the final true boss rush of the game. We're just going to be fighting some guys.
We're going to be taking care of Shark Boy and Lava Girl, who are trying to take down Tokyo To.
Now I'm
We're going to
play
cool
as
contraptions.
Yeah, we get to see it. You get to see the fruits of your very gracious donations to the Malala Fund.
This is what happens when you go $10 mode.
Exactly. You get jazz content.
It's time to get my running shoes on.
But while we go through the rest of this cutscene, while we get introduced to this weird guy, Beth, you have a bit of time for some donations.
What's up with that dude's shoes? This guy. We have a $10 donation from Lennar that said $10 mode activated. Cue cool anime theme. So please insert your favorite anime theme into the end of that there. Thank you so much for also going $10 mode. And side note, we are just over halfway to getting that boss rush for Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, but we also opened another incentive for the Menace fight in Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow right after. The boss rush for Bloodstained does need to be met by the end of that run, and it is only a 20-minute run. So let's see if we can meet that incentive before we even get to that run, get it out of the way, make sure we get to see that boss rush, and then we can talk about getting that Menace fight for Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow, which is another $1,000 incentive. So keep those donations coming in. Donations like a $25 donation from an anonymous donor with no comment, but thank you so much for it. And another $25 donation from another anonymous donor, and this one says, love this time of year, let's make Girls Night happen. And we did make Girls Night happen, so let's keep Girls Night going.
Alright, so we're gonna run into
Night all week.
Our first big golden rhino here, Shark Boy in Churro Street. He's got this big claw extendo mechanism thing. We are able to hopefully take him down very quickly. His health, he has a lot of health, and we're gotta be very precise here if we want to. This is a zero center. I think it's a little cooked actually.
It's so over.
Yeah, those cans are not in
we're gonna try.
I'm gonna try.
We're gonna try, and it's not
gonna
gonna
very
out.
close.
So we're gonna hit a. I believe this was also found by Eklo.
I thought this was Corin.
I thought it was Corin.
Was it
Yeah.
Corin? I don't know how old this is. I remember it entering my mind palace only somewhat recently, relatively speaking. But yeah, taking him out very nicely there. He's getting very reasonably punished for failing his mission. Later, man.
He's gone forever.
Yeah, they do not mess around.
They
awesome,
take this
really
up very
cool,
seriously.
really important cutscene. Everyone, watch closely.
This is critical, Lord. This will be on the test.
All right, there he goes.
Where did he go? We don't know.
I don't know. But yeah. I don't know why that's there. I don't know if they thought that was cool or something. It just tracks his movement all the way to the actual just level exit there.
Despite the fact that you can't even see him for half of the movement sequence.
Yeah.
No, they worked really hard on Zero Beat's character model, and they needed to show it off for 30 seconds.
Yeah. I guess I will talk about why we are actually switching characters over. So normally we would play as Clutch, but Jazz has the exact same stats as Clutch. So because of that incentive, we get to play as Jazz. But the reason we are playing as one of the two is because because this is a boss rush, being able to hold more cans is very valuable. Which is exactly what we have access to. They can hold 35 cans, as well as their spray speed being just a little slower. So we get we get more bang for our buck, so to speak, on our cans.
Yeah, the way that spray speed works is a little unintuitive. Spraying slower is better because you burn through cans less fast, despite doing the same amount of damage. Also, my personal theory is always that Jazz and Clutch can both hold extra cans because their pants are so large.
They do both
got all
have
these
very
pockets.
large pants.
They've got giant pants full of pockets for extra graffiti.
OG cargo pants. Yeah. Enemy health is measured in spray seconds, and your spray speed is a total number of cans it consumes per second. Note that the enemy health does not depend on the number of cans. There is an approximate amount, but that can vary if you change the spray speed. So if you took Jazz to the Poison Jam fight where you had to do 30 earlier, she could do it in like 28. So just little quirkiness of this game as to why Jazz is best girl.
A little bit of a boyoyoing jump off of that trick jump. I did not expect to get that.
That is exactly what happened. Here's Lava Girl, who has a flamethrower.
Yeah. She is a bit easier to take care of. She doesn't go all over the place, off the walls, crazy. You just have to bump into her twice here.
You don't even have to boost her down.
Yeah.
Like the armored cops that we saw 2 chapters ago are way harder.
Okay. Anyway, she's gonna get Final Destinationed here. 5. Shouts out to the mod that turns that billboard into an active billboard.
If you're from the area, someone recently modded it to be the I Got Hurt in New Jersey billboard.
Oh yeah!
Which is so funny. There are so many good mods for
Flame
that.
Chick got hurt in New Jersey. Alright, now for the most coherent boss fight of the whole game for sure.
Yeah, so...
We're gonna see a contraption. I want chat to let us know what they think this contraption is.
Yeah, first
It'll be
off,
up in like 30 seconds.
they're stealing DJK's whole studio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's just getting transported.
They're airlifting his whole setup out. Which is really considerate of them, honestly. Like, he can keep broadcasting.
Keeping everything
Can we get this
intact.
tech for GDQ?
So,
Well, they let me stream pick from the airlifted booth.
So we've tracked down the Zero Beat, as it's called, all the way in the Skyscraper District. So now we're going to get another really cool cutscene where we're going to be heading into one of our the final Golden Rhino battle, but one of the penultimate fights in the game. With the thingy-mabob, a doohickey perhaps?
Alright,
Thingamajig?
Look at this thing. Tell me what you think this thing
not this
is.
thing.
Not this thing. This is
That's DJK. That's it.
That's our name.
And that's a helicopter.
This
thing. What on earth is this? Someone please tell me.
DJK also recently confused at what it is, just calling it, shut that damn thing off. So it runs on rails, so we call it the train. But yeah, a couple different ways to do this. I'm going to take the more normal route because, again, hard strats in this game are very punishing.
Yeah, this fight, which will take vaen roughly 27 seconds, can be like a 10 to 20 minute adventure for a casual run because this thing is so fast and consistently makes a whole bunch of threats by electrifying rails. It can really cause you a lot of problems, but vaen has obliterated it with those really, really good looking flame fatal attacks. That's a great
They look
show.
not distorted at all. They look so good.
Chat is just saying different variations on, oh, well, that's a contraption for sure.
As they should. But yeah, so we are coming up on the end of the run here. We have 2 more fights. One of them being the last one. Anyways, Goji doing things to Shibuya Terminal.
Goji's getting silly.
We're getting silly with it in the big evil tower.
Also, Zero Beat has taken over the DJ booth.
He's busting it down in there. He's not even like saying anything. He's like next to the mic. He's just doing whatever. So while we're getting into this last fight, spef, you have one more chance for some messages here.
And then it's going to be final bosses.
Absolutely. We had a $5 donation from John that just said, hello, yippee! We love women, and good luck with the run, vaen.
Thank you.
Ezra has been going very good. We also have a $5 donation from Adam that said, let's get a $5 train going. Let's go Fatales, let's go vaen, let's go Girls Night, shout out to Girls Night, and let's go Miku.
Go, Miku.
Yeah, let's try and get a
Checking all the
$5 train
boxes.
going for that boss rush coming up next. Get those donations in.
Absolutely. So, the way... So, how you do train actually affects this next boss fight here. You can end the train fight with kind of a variable number of cans. Once again, just kind of due to either which route you take or the specific kind of spots you can spray down the train in. Like we said, how it kind of takes less cans for some characters, etc. How you can get kind of can scam, like we mentioned with Poison Jam. So we have multiple different methods depending on how many cans you get coming out of the train to deal with this next fight. I have plenty of cans to do a very normal method here, but there are myriad of different methods that are just lettered from like A to like I don't know how many there are. There actually are
Huge.
we're gonna be doing method A here.
We do lots of naming tricks the same thing, and also naming lots of tricks like in letter or number sequences that no one remembers.
Yeah, it makes sense to
also
us.
has the fruit.
That's what it is.
And then also, yeah, vegetables.
Vegetables, yeah.
Goji's gonna send out 3 of his sons here, 0 beats. He's just got clones.
We're gonna chase them around.
So for how long those 2 cutscenes were combined, at about 2.5 minutes for the English version, he goes
Goji just
on
keeps
and
yapping.
on.
Also, someone in chat just called the tower a biblically accurate windmill.
Fun fact, that tower is based off like the Festival of the Sun or something. It's a real thing, as somebody pointed out to us after a run at AGDQ.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like a real thing. And I do not remember what it is. I am so sorry.
These guys take about 21 or 22 cans to take down, so we have enough to spray down this last one. Just gonna chase him here, and that will be the 0 beat fight. We just have 1 boss fight remaining.
Also, after this, there's going to be like a little cutscene. DJK is going to talk. After that, there is a motion sickness warning for the final boss of the game. It is so bad.
It's pretty bad.
Legitimately, yeah. If you get motion sick, when we load into the level, count to I don't know 90 seconds and then stop.
Maybe you should wait for us to say time. But,
if they're paused, they wouldn't hear that. But yeah. Or just listen, I suppose.
Also, you can clip into this wall, and it's called Pickle, because of course it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't always let you in, but it is a fun little blessing to your run.
I think I've gotten it once in practice when I like started running the game. And that's it.
Yeah, it's weirdly hard to hit.
Motion sickness warning starting now.
Yeah, don't look away.
But we are in the area.
For the final boss of the game, they have completely thrown off the whole like design scheme of every other area we've been in so far. Goji is sucking all of the world into the void, and it looks like this.
Yeah. And he is especially throwing off the big boss gameplay loop here, where instead of boosting into someone 1 time before spraying them, we're going to boost into them 2 times.
Huge difficulty, insane.
Yeah.
This is a really tough final boss. Also, he's doing a magical girl transformation right now.
He's invited
joining Girls' Night.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the hard part of this boss fight is the platforming, but if you have speedrun this game, you have the exact optimal route already in your head, and so it's easy.
You know the route, but if you're not careful, can get a little silly, we'll say.
Yeah.
We're gonna slow down at the top here. We're gonna boost into him once, and then fall down right to at the start where we got some cans out of these like shadow ninja guys.
Space ninjas.
And
they're just hanging out.
Yeah, they're hanging out.
We fall because he has a recovery time before he can be boosted into again, and we need a total of about 44 cans to do this. So we spend our 10, go back, refill up to 35, and knock him down, and finish this up right here.
So we're gonna spray this health bar. Yeah, screen's gonna go black once we exit out, and that's time. And
2, 1.
Time.
Clap. I'm clapping.
I'm clapping also. I don't want to clap into my headset mic.
So just barely not a sub 140 there, but that's all right. Had to go out of our way for some characters there. So considering that, very, very solid run. But that was Jet Set Radio Future. This game means so much to me. I've met so many people through this. I've had so many good times, like just running the game. Again, meeting people, doing bingo. Once again, shouts out to bingo. Just all of that. It's so heartwarming to finally do a full any percent run for an event doing such a raising money for such a wonderful cause, raising money for women across the world. And I'm so glad to be a representative of this community that I care so much about. As for where you can find me, I'm on twitch.tv/vaen_SR. I try to stream sometimes. I can't promise anything. I'm on Blue Sky at vaensr.bsky.social. And that'll be it. Again, shout outs to the community for JSRF as well. We have a lot of resources for getting into this game. If this is at all interesting to you as a speedrun, I implore you to check it out. It is so fun. Even just, again, bingo.
And even if you're not a speedrunner, there's so many cool things that people provided without running.
It's just worth a play in general if you haven't.
It's a good game.
But yeah, I think that'll do it for my shout outs. If you guys have anything you want to say.
And so
I'll go.
Which one of us is shouting?
I'll go.
We have the same
seventh
shout
base.
out.
Yeah, I'll let you do the big one. I'm
Okay.
seventh base on everything. And we have the wonderful handle seventhbase.jsrf.bingo on Blue Sky. That's woo! Look at us
Under
go.
development.
Thank you, twinkachu, for getting that set up. I won't stream JSRF. It's okay. I'm old and retired, and it's totally fine. I've played this game for almost 9 years now, so like, I think there's an excuse. But we run bingo, and it's amazing. So
Okay, I think that means I get to do shoutouts.
it does.
Yes.
I'm twinkachu. I am twinkachu.jsrf.bingo on Blue Sky and twinkachu on most platforms, but I do very little under my own name. Ace and I and some other community people run a JSRF bingo tournament, and that is the thing that I like to shout out because that is where you can actually find me on the internet. JSRF bingo on Twitch and YouTube and stuff like that. Other than that, I'm shouting out Fatals because it's awesome, and I am in the studio all week helping with the event, and it is the best thing in the world.
I think that'll do it for us. Thank you so much for letting me kick off this wonderful event. The rest of the schedule is going to be super sick. You're going to want to stick around for everything this week. And yeah, we'll get on out of here. Thank you so much.